And I'm from Buenos Aires, currently living until next week in Los Angeles. Came here for an internship and I'm going back. I'm a researcher and a professor at 3 universities at home. And what I'm going to present, and a curator of modern contemporary art. And what I'm going to present is a case of the Palais de Glace, the Palacio Nacional de las Artes, and how the program that started with the new director who was appointed in 2020 aims towards inclusion and expansion of audiences and community outreach, and the projects that they made to make the music, a very traditional institution, more accessible and more inclusive.
Fantastic. Well, nice to meet you, Jonathan. My next tile is Muriel. Muriel, do you want to unmute and say hello?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Muriel Molinier. I'm a French teacher and researcher in Toulouse, in the south of France, and I work at university since 7 years. And my presentation is about sign language, and how to make it inclusive for all publics. So I made a survey on the 2 last years, and I exposed the result and my opinion of ideas for the future for the Museum for All in sign language.
Perfect. Well, looking forward to your presentation. Anna, would you like to say hello?
Hi everyone. I'm Ana. I'm from Argentina, from La Plata. Hi, Jonathan. I'm a researcher at the Universidad Nacional de La Plata, and I'm working in el Museo de La Plata in the same city. I'm studying my PhD, linking ethnographic collections with some indigenous communities from the city.
Perfect. Nice to meet you, Anna. Celine, you're my next tile.
Everyone, I'm Selena. I'm an Italian archaeologist and a PhD student at the University of Barcelona. My research and my presentation is about the relation between public and archaeological museum using observation, questionnaire, and social network analysis in order to improve this relation and to change the way that the audience can relate to archaeological museum, above all in Italy, where archaeological museum are somewhat old and not so inclusive. I hope.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie Prinky, and kind of in between things, I just started a new position as a curator at Salisbury University, which is part of the larger Maryland University systems. But I will be presenting virtually for the conference because logistics were really difficult. But I'll be presenting on a paper that's available open access in the journal as well, about the release of the Pandora papers, specifically Douglas Latchford and Cambodian antiquities, and looking at a few museum responses and how there needs to be guidelines and ethics within ICOM and AAM to kind of guide museums and what to do with those situations of tainted wealth and art in the market.
Thanks, Katie. Zita?
Hello, my name is Zida Wang. Well, in Chinese, it's Wang Zida because in Chinese culture, our last name comes first. It's a little bit tricky. So let's meet you, everybody. So currently, I am a PhD candidate at the Florida State University, majoring in museum education and visitor-centered curation. It is my very first time to make a presentation at the Inclusive Museum. It's such a great honor. And also nice to meet you to everybody. So my presentation will be hybrid co-curation and co-creation from the constructivist museum to third place museum, which will be a reflection because currently I also work as a museum educator for the Florida State University's Museum of Fine Arts. So I participated in several programs, exhibitions in the past few years. So that will be a personal reflection and connected with some of my theoretical approaches. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, nice to meet you all. It's nice to put moving faces to names and photos that we've seen over email. So very nice. I'm going to share my screen now. Maybe someone can give me a thumbs up that they can see it, see the screen. So I'm just going to go through the website, the conference microsite. There's a number of different ways that you can get there. So if you just go to the conference webpage, you can click on this button here that will open up to the conference microsite. If for some reason you get there another way through cgscholar.com, it'll look like this. You'll be asked to log in the top right. It is very important that your name is in the top right there. If you're not logged in, you're not going to be able to see all the things that digital media and things and have full access to the program and the conference. So please make sure you're logged in. If you have any trouble with that, please let me know. I can help. Well, I can try and help in any way possible to get everything sorted for you. One thing I do want to mention before we look at the microsite is your account settings and your profile here under your name. There are a number of different ways to get there to update these affiliations and information. If you click on community here, it will take you there and you can update the information on your profile there as well. Or you can go to your name in the top right and go down to account settings. I highly recommend that you update this information. Your names and everyone's names in the program will be hyperlinked to these profile pages. So if someone clicks on you, it's best if they can read a little bit more about you there. There'll also be a button for them to add you as a peer and connect and send a message that way as well. And so it helps if that's up to date. I'll show you how to do that in just one moment. There are a number of different ways if you sort of get lost to get back to the conference microsite. One way is to go down and go to your events under your name. The other way is to go to event and your events just here. You could also click the conference itself right there. So you'll see lots of different information here now. Your proposal number will be here as well as your registration. Documents. This will be where you'll be able to download your letter of attendance or letter of acceptance for the proposal just under that. I don't have any documents because I'm not presenting at the conference. So this is the about page of the conference microsite. It includes information like the special focus, links to the annual themes, links to the book imprint and the journals. I do want to quickly highlight here this e-program and conference user guide. A lot of what I'm saying today is in this, it'll open up in a different tab, is in this document. So I am recording this and I'll send the link around to everyone, but if for some reason I do tend to talk quickly or some maybe not clearly, you can go to this e-conference program and user guide. It includes information like the welcome letter from the Research Network chair, as well as a bit of a history of the conference and the Research Network. I'm scrolling quickly, of course, and the journal. And then at the bottom, more information about the conference itself, including the plenary speakers, the special focus for this year. It includes your information. So we're highlighting our emerging scholars. And then at the end here, this microsite user guide. You can download that as a PDF to keep it handy. The next tab, mine's going to look a little different to yours. If you are presenting, this will not say submit a proposal. It will say your proposal. That is your presentation page. This is the page where you upload your digital media. If you're an online only participant in a themed paper presentation, or an online only participant, sorry, you will not be presenting live via Zoom. It is an asynchronous presentation that relies on digital media as your presentation model. The digital media can be a number of different things. It can be an embedded video of you presenting. It can be an MP4 file, a video. It can be a PowerPoint presentation with an audio over the top of it. It can be it can actually be a number of different things. You don't have to upload just one piece of digital media. But if you're an online-only presenter, this is how you are presenting. You'll do that by uploading to the bottom of the proposed presentation page. We do have a review process for this. So there's a number of different factors. It will not appear on the page right away. Firstly, the digital media is all reviewed by our team just to make sure no one uploaded a cable bill or something by accident. So we do review the digital media. Also, the digital media is not able to be seen until the discussion boards open. The discussion boards will open for this conference on the 17th of September, the day before the conference. That is when you will begin viewing, when you will be able to start viewing the digital media. I'll go more into that in just a moment when I get over to the schedule tab. But for now, I hope that's clear. Your registration is exactly what it sounds like. It's information on your registration. Yours will not look like this because mine's a bit of an experiment at the moment. I'm testing different registration models out. I'm going to skip the presentations tab for just one moment so I can just show you special events. We have a number of different special events to sign up for. For the online only participants, we have 2 sessions. These are live on Zoom. The online only talking circle is much like our in-person talking circle. It's informal. We discuss the themes of the conference. And it's a really nice way. We have it on the last day of the conference. It's a kind of a nice way to bring in the ideas, the digital media, the presentations that you've seen throughout the days of the conference. The online welcome and training session is exactly what it sounds like. It's an online welcome session that will be the day before the conference. And it is a little similar to what I'm doing now, actually, except we'll have all the online only delegates there. We will do a brief introduction and we will put the links to the presentation pages in the chat so you can go ahead and follow each other, add each other as peers, and learn a little bit more about everyone's presentations that way. For the in-person delegates, we have a number of different special events. The online, geez, everyone, I need another coffee today. We have the conference dinner, so you can go ahead and sign up for that. We do have the museum day as well. I need to just check. I'm wondering why that's not appearing here. Maybe I need to just check into it. I'll explain more about the museum day for the in-person delegates when we get over to the schedule tab. So presentations, I'll click on that next just to go through that. So following, this will be unique to your profile. Everyone will have different presentations that they want to follow. It's a sort of a quick way to get back to the presentations that you're interested in. So I'll show you how to click that follow tab in just one moment. Featured presentations. These are your presentations. These are the presentations made by our emerging scholars. We like to put you all front and center so everyone will be able to see all of these easily. Actually, I'll use this as an example for someone who's here today. Where am I going to find someone? Katie, you're going to be my example today. So if, for example, I'm interested in Katie's presentation, I can go ahead and click on the title of her presentation. This will take me to her presentation page. I can read more about the abstract here as well as see the keywords and her information. Her digital media will be here at the bottom of the page when the discussion boards open. 2 things from here. Number 1, I can see the number of engagements. That's the number of people who have read and clicked on that page. So well done, Katie. I can also click on her name there. It will take me to her profile. Sorry, forgive me. Oh, well done with the updated profile. And so I can read more about Katie there as well as add to my peers. And then once I've added Katie as a peer, it says send a message. So you're able to send a message to them that way. I'll just go back for one moment. I'm going to go ahead and follow Katie's presentation, and then you'll see that when I go back to this presentations tab, the first tab, that is the follow tab, has the presentation right there. So this is kind of, as I mentioned before, a nice way to follow presentations that you're sort of particularly interested in. By theme, If, for example, I'm only wanting to look at presentations that are with the special focus for some reason, here they are listed by theme there. So I can go ahead and look at those, click on the titles like I did before, click on the name of the presenter like I did before, and view the digital media at the bottom there. I'll go back here. Where are we now? I've got too many tabs open now. Should have left that one open. By type. If I want to see just all the workshops that are available, I could go down and find the workshops heading. There's Innovation Showcase, Poster Session, and here's all the workshops. So that's an easy way to access. If I'm just interested in poster sessions, there they are listed right there. And the last tab is alphabetical according to the first letter of the title there. So if you remember the title of the presentation, but you don't remember if it was a poster, you don't remember what theme it was in, you know, you can go ahead and search that there. I'll jump over to the schedule tab now. So here we are on the first day before the conference. This is the day that the discussion boards will open and the digital media will be available. As I mentioned before, we have the online welcome and training session. If it has live online only here, that means it's a session that's on Zoom. So you can go ahead and click on the title of there. We haven't put the Zoom link in yet, so I'm aware that it's not there. It will appear here sometime next week. We also send an email out about 15 minutes before the session itself with the link as well, just to remind people that it's there. If you're unable to attend a session that's live, the video recording of that session will be uploaded as digital media here. And then you can ask questions in that discussion board afterwards if your time zone doesn't work out for you. We do have a walking tour for those who are signed up after that. You'll get email about, and you know, for those who are signed up, you'll get an email about that the day before, saying where we're meeting and things like that. So here we are in day one of the conference. We'll start off with the registration and welcome coffee at 8 a.m. For those who are attending in person, if you can come for that time, it's nice to sort of meet in person and have a bit of a chat before the crowd gets there. And sort of, if you have any questions, you can ask me then. We'll then have the conference opening and welcome session in the theatre. For those who are attending online only, this session will not be live on Zoom, as well as the plenary sessions after it, but they will be recorded and uploaded almost immediately after the session. If you have a question for Cynthia, you can go ahead and click on that. The video will be there that you can watch. You can then click on the discussion board. She will receive an email. Everyone who's on a session receives an email when someone asks something in the discussion board. I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute. So these will be recorded. You can watch those videos in your own time. We then have the talking circles. Oops, geez, I'm scrolling. So I said I need another coffee today. The talking circles are a nice introductory session, and kind of like I explained with the online only talking circle before, we literally form a circle of chairs in the room. I will give you a series of questions as prompts to the people in the room. People choose their own rooms based on the theme that they're interested in. So if everyone's interested in the special focus, they'll go to room C400. We'll form a circle of chairs, and then we'll get things started. People usually introduce themselves. They usually start by saying why they're in that room. Why have I picked representations? Because my work is on this type of stuff. And then we have some prompt questions where some discussion happens. The session itself is only 45 minutes, and we always struggle to get people moving after that because they're usually having a really great time meeting people. So luckily we have lunch afterwards. So then following that, Anna, I'm going to use you as an example here. We can see not all the sessions have been assigned moderators yet. We need to move a couple of people around. When the final sessions have been assigned for the emerging scholars as moderators, I'll send you all an email with the link just so you can all double check it. Jonathan, did you have a question?
Yes. Will that work the same way for the online sessions?
Yeah.
I haven't received...
No, so I'll explain it to you in just 1 minute for the online ones. So you'll all be assigned as moderators. Not everyone's been assigned yet. So it'll be done by Monday, but I will show you as an example now. And then you can check it when we send the link around. So Anna is going to be moderating community reflections in C400. Each one of these presentations is 20 minutes. We do questions at the end. We don't do Mia's presentation, then questions, then William's presentation, then questions, because if we do that, then poor Denise is going to miss out on some time. So it's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes with 15 minutes of questions at the end. Now, what I like to do, I leave it a little bit open to you, but this is my method because I find it to be what works for me. I firstly go into the room. I like to identify who my 3 presenters are. So, you know, where's Mia, where's William, where's Denise? You know, this is the order you're going in. You'll each be given a sign. One side of the piece of paper says 5 minutes. The other side says end of session. I like to tell them that I'm going to show them that sign when they have 5 minutes left. They will do everything in their power to avoid eye contact during that 5 minutes. And so then end of session. If they should, everything in terms of the equipment and plugging in their computers should be easy. If for some reason they're having any issues, I'm there to help. We also have a tech person who is going to be sort of walking around, able to help as well. For those people who are in person, we'll have a little WhatsApp group where if there's a problem, you can quickly message me in WhatsApp and say, hey, Tamsin, C400, it's not connecting properly. What can we do? And I could bring another computer or something like that. And so once the presentations are done, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, I like to bring all the presenters together at the front of the room for the question and answer time. And sort of here is sort of the role here. You can start the questions. There are a few ways to get the questions started. Rarely are people actually shy. There's usually someone who wants to jump in and ask a question first. But if you want to ask a question, there's a couple of different ways to do it. You can think about why these papers have been themed together. What were the connections between the papers? How might they sort of contribute to each other's research? You can also ask them to speak to the special focus. You can ask them to think about and make notes, just ask them a question specific to their presentation itself. And then ask the room if anyone else has any questions. Usually we don't have a problem with people wanting to talk, but these are just some tips if it doesn't get things started. Now, to answer your question, Jonathan, I'll jump over to this online only tab. So we can see that Selena is assigned as the moderator for augmenting interactions. The same as in the in-person room, your role here is really to sort of start discussion and ask questions. So when the discussion boards open on the 13th, you'll click on this, the one that you're assigned to. You can ask questions in other ones as well, but just firstly the ones that you're assigned to. And you can see who's uploaded digital media. Now I can see here that Maria actually hasn't uploaded digital media yet. So if I click on hers, when the discussion boards open, I'll be able to click a button here that says request digital media. Now what will happen is Maria will get an email saying someone wants to see your presentation. And when Maria opens it, you will receive uploads it, you will receive an email saying it has been uploaded. But this little blue sort of rectangle is sort of an indication of who has uploaded digital media. So we can go ahead and you would go ahead and click on Raul's presentation, view the digital media, and then ask a question in the discussion board. Now, important to note, see the title here, that's not just Raul's presentation. That's the discussion board for the panel. Every discussion board is for the panel itself. So you might like to ask a question to maybe 1 or 2 presenters separately or together. Again, thinking about the connections between the presentations and why they've been seen together in that session. We do ask that you try and ask questions in the discussion board in the first 24 hours, the first set of questions, because that then gives the presenter a little bit more time to be able to respond or to sort of think about how they might respond. We also ask you would like if you would ask questions, not just say great presentation, because that sort of, it might be a great presentation, but it doesn't really lead anywhere. And so that would be the role of the emerging scholars, which is kind of similar. Jonathan, did you want to jump in?
Yes, sorry.
No,
So
don't apologize.
we need to view every single presentation on the panels we moderate before the 13th.
Yes. Not before the, sorry, I'm getting my dates. So they will be available on the 17th, and you should really, by the end of the day on the 18th, at least try to view most of it and ask questions.
So we should start asking questions around the beginning of the actual conference, right?
Exactly.
Perfect.
And then just a couple more things that I want to note. For the in-person delegates, we do have Museum Day on the second day of the conference. So we'll start off with a plenary session, and then we're going to be walking to different museums in the area. If for some reason you're not sure if you signed up, or you are signed up and it's not clear, send me an email saying, I actually wanted to do Museum Day Group 2, not Group 3. Can I switch? And we'll sort that out for you. We'll all just be meeting at the conference venue, going off to the museums, coming back for lunch, going off again. This is a really nice way to sort of connect with other people at the conference, but also bring the ideas to the conference in a sort of a more practical setting. I wish we could figure out how to do it for the online only people in a way too. And so maybe I feel like I've gone a little too quickly. So what I might do is stop sharing now, and then, or just open it up for questions. Katie, you said that's available September 13th. Did I say the 13th? I'm getting my days
Yeah, you already
confused.
corrected it, so.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's the 17th. I'm just like, you know, as I said, I need another coffee today. So are there any other questions?
Yeah, I was wondering two things. So do you know the deadline for online presenters to upload their digital media?
So officially it's a week before the conference because we need time to review it all. And once we have reviewed it, you'll receive an email saying it's been reviewed and everything's okay. But unofficially, you can do it really up to the day before the conference when the discussion boards open. If for some reason it's closed and you can't do it, just send me an email, because I can always open up the portal for you to be able to do it again.
Is there
Okay.
a duration that's maximum recommended for videos, for example?
You mean in terms of
20
time?
minutes, 30
20
minutes at
minutes.
most? Okay.
Most people upload between 20 and 30-minute video. And you can embed it. It looks real. If you upload it to Vimeo or YouTube, you can embed it by putting the embed code in, and it kind of looks, it's just my personal opinion, it kind of looks nice to have the video at the bottom of the page rather than a file that you download into it opens up in a different window. So I mean, that's just my personal preference. Of course, I said it's up to you.
You mentioned the in-person talking circles.
Yes.
Can you talk about the live online talking circles?
So it's the same. The online talking circle is exactly the same. So it's, instead of forming a circle, we'll be in our squares like this. And by we, I'm not running that session, but and we will talk about the themes related to the conference, interesting presentations, and sort of ideas that have come out over the last few days. It's kind of an informal gathering to sort of discuss the ideas of the conference. I'm scared that we're going to miss a question and I'm going to hang up after meeting you all and someone's going to have a question to ask. But is there anything else that maybe I've missed? So then from here, a few things. First of all, I'll send you all an email this afternoon with just this video, just so that everyone can watch it, just in case I've missed something. You'll get another email. Oh, sorry, my phone's buzzing at me. Another email this afternoon, another email probably over the weekend with the link to the schedule, so you can all check which sessions you're moderating. Sometimes we make a little error and it's you need to switch out a presentation or something like that. Or if you're moderating one session and you're in person and you want to moderate a different one, we can sort of coordinate between you if you want to switch a time or something like that. So that's pretty easy. So just send me an email if you'd like to do that. And if you're an in-person emerging scholar, please email me with your phone number, because we'll create that WhatsApp group, or you could actually just put it in the chat now if that's easier. And with that, what I might do is let you go. It's been a pleasure to meet you all today. As I said, it's nice putting moving faces to names and email addresses. Yeah, please email me if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to help. I try and answer. And Paige, who is in support as well, is also happy to help if you CC her, and she might be faster, but I don't know. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But if not, I'm looking forward to seeing you both in person and online in just a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Nice meeting
Have a
you all.
nice morning,
Thank you.
Ciao,
afternoon,
Ana. Nos vemos pronto.
evening.
Bye bye.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
Jonathan.